Oh shit. We're gonna be starting here in a minute. Heads up. Hold on to your butts. Alright. Oh, surprise face for some reason. Anyway. Hi, welcome in today. This is the episode of cancel culture where it's just about art and fun, creative, dumb shit rather than politically charged commentary with this and or little jab here about something overly woke or anything like that. No, we're not going to do that unless it comes up naturally. But today's just a chill episode. Talk about art, talk about what's up, what we were inspired by growing up through the ages. I had a weird childhood. I'm realizing this as I look up a couple pieces of art and animation style from around when I grew up. There are other ones like Courage the Cowardly Dog that are also a little odd that I can just stick with me, like stay in your brain. You know, the Return the Slab episode and how that one had different animation over it. Just wild things, you know? And I'm realizing that no, that plus a couple other shows probably was a cherry picked. Can I ask you some? Sure. I guess. Yeah, cool. Why not? I was not expecting a chatter so soon, so thank you. Welcome in. And yeah, we're just gonna jump right into it. I had an art journey, so to speak, throughout the last couple years that I've been working on, and trying to get more. Let's just call it dexterity in my art box, I guess. Getting buff for the as an artist, so to speak. Um, and today I was just gonna talk about that, hang out, show you a couple things. Why does it keep giving me a surprise face? There we go. Anyway, switch this over to hopefully the right camera thing because I started with some of the hardest things for me, and it is probably some of the hardest things for other people. But me personally, I started with hands. Now, don't fucking ask me why I started with hands. It wasn't healthy. It wasn't a good choice, like at all. You can see this left one, the first one here on the left, wasn't too boxy, followed guidelines too much. I had my own hand as my diagram, like using my own hand as reference. And then realizing, oh, my pinky bends in a little bit. But I overdid it on the drawing and then extended my pinky too far. So it looks weird. Now I can point that out to myself and be like, oh, I might be able to go back and fix that, but I don't want to. These are things that help me go back and look at what not to do and what to do in certain senses. Like, I enjoy the, well, not really enjoy, but enjoy. No, I guess I enjoy it. Being able to look at something and be like, okay, so that is a box, and then picture it in my brain, and then if I need to take a photo of it, because that's always smarter for reference. This one I was guessing over here with the box. Um, the peace sign I was also guessing. So the others were with reference of my own hand, but the bottom two here were not. And it was to test myself to see if I could. And oh boy, I failed miserably. Always use reference. It's just the best tip in general. Like, oh man. But that was day 3, right? Other days was like circles, make sure you can do that. And then lines, make sure your lines are nice and smooth and even. That was surprisingly hard for me. And those are like the only photos I didn't take because those pages were not in my notebook. Today is a good day. Yes, it is. I like that username, by the way. I just looked over and back at it, seeing if you chatted again. But I like that username. Anyway, I am getting very distracted very easily, so it's time to take the jacket off because it's warm in here. And actually switch to the next image. I believe it's eyes. Yay! Okay. So the one thing that I kept seeing in videos was eyes are balls. You gotta put the ball in it, right? Of course, I understand this, but I never put that into practice. As you can see, these anime eyes, not smart. Like, why start with anime eyes if you're trying to get realism in, right? So, I just threw myself into the deep end. Grabbed a bunch of photo references for certain ones, like this one here and this one here were referenced. So was this eyeball and this eyeball, but this one's a little poorly done. This one's much better, actually, based off the same image. And then, yeah, always reference. The ones without reference, you can tell are without reference. This one, this one, this one, these, that one. And then all the simplified ones were barely any reference. My favorite one is down here in the corner. This one had a lot more focus and a lot more, hey, oh wait, this is at this angle, and if I do that, it's going to be wrong. So this one was a lot more erased as well. Erased and redone, and then redone with a finer pencil just to make sure it's to my personal preference, you know. I was happy with it once I was done with it, but it still took me, I don't know, an hour and a half to do, which is probably way longer than it should have. But then again, this is just practice. Practice takes as long as it needs, right? This one's kind of fun. I enjoy this one. I think, yeah, out of this whole page, these two are the favorites out of that one. I don't know. There's something about this guy right here. Well, zoom in, damn it. Something about this guy right here that's just, immaculate. Maybe not immaculate, but, ooh, nice. Pleasing to my brain. Let's see here. Do I go to the next one yet? No. No, there was another point about eyes that I was trying to figure out. I had notes written down before I started this, and for the life of me, I can't find them. So, I'm winging it. But, like, there's something else about eyes. The eyelids, always. There's way more lines around the eye themselves to give it more definition, and then more, like, volume than I initially expected, especially since I thought, oh, eyeballs are easier than hands, right? No. No, they are not. So, when I say I threw myself into the deep end, I wasn't joking. It was full deep end on, hey, do this from scratch. Oh, shit. And then do reference. So, again, always use reference. These ones didn't have reference, neither did these. And they all kind of look like they were half-assed. Mouths, yes. Okay, so I was a little more confident with mouths. All the ones up top, half of them are with reference, half of them aren't. You can tell the ones that aren't, obviously, as this guy up here. But I'm going to zoom in for the first top half. I initially saw some of these in an art book. I believe my co-host, Brother Blood, let me use that art book for a little while I was doing this. And certain ones stood out to me. So out of a bajillion on a single page, I chose all of these guys right here. And then I was like, oh, well, okay, I see a couple ideas I want to try. What if I did it like this? I didn't really like it. Once again, drawing without reference kind of screwed me over in that case. But the best part about it was I was learning different shadowing tricks while I was doing it. Like, that one kind of does look good. This one looks like a full-on, like, hey, look, there's depth to that. This one has a little bit of shadow there. I mean, I was just trying to replicate other little tricks I saw while practicing this, and that probably did throw me off a little more as well. But, you know. And then the complicated ones, all of these are from reference. All of them. This one was drawn from a reference, but a little loosely. This one was trying to nail a reference with shine on it, and I don't really think I did that good. This one I found on a soda bottle and was like, hey, that's an interesting one. Why is that on a soda bottle? Okay, well, let's try it. And then this one was another straight anime one. Like this one, more, well, less anime, but more stylized rather than photorealistic. These two I tried to go as hard as possible. Hey, let's make it real looking. You know? Add shadow, add depth, add lines on the tongue, add a weird brightness mark on the tongue for some reason. I didn't know. I still don't know what I'm doing half the time. I just go, well, I know all these tricks. I've seen all these videos. I've seen all the tutorials. I've done all the homework and the practicing lines and stuff. Maybe I can make the image a little better from my perspective, my art. I'm trying to find my own style too. Like this is still all without finding my own style, and that's one of the hardest parts. So I don't know fully what I'm doing just yet, but it's fun to look at these and go, well, the basics are sort of there, especially on certain ones. This one's my favorite on this page, of course, as well as this one. But this one I was hoping would come out a little more shiny. I think I got this one's reference from a music disc? I can't remember. It looks like something Pink did on one of her discs. If not, it's a really good reference that I found somewhere. I can't find them now because it was all digital and a new phone. Different art book by this point, so. But I'm glad I saved these at least, you know? I've only got like 12 or 13 pages to show you guys. That's why I'm kind of like lingering on talking about him, each one. But I'm having fun with it because I do get to go back and reassess and go, oh, well, this kind of worked here. Oh, that didn't work there. Like here on this chin, what is with the lines right there? I didn't want to do that. Or I shouldn't have done that at the very least. Yeah. I started with anime ones because I was like, simplify it first for this page. And then swap it. Say, fuck it, you know? Let me see. I guess the next one would be either pairs of eyes or feet? Oh! Oh, I was partially right. I was foot right, not the other part. Okay. Noses. Noses are still a little odd for me because sometimes I do this weird shit where I just blend lines in and go, oh, well, yeah, that can just go there. But then again, this one was directly copied from an anime, directly referenced and drawn from it. Well, not an anime. I guess it counts as an anime. It's Magneto's nose from X-Men 97, I believe it is. And then, as you can see, this one's my nose. But complicated, realistic-ish. I wouldn't say I could draw realistic, because that's beyond me. I am nowhere near enough practice and or skill level for that. But I'm hoping to one day. Again, started with stupid, simple ones, stupid-looking ones, too. Like, that's not even a fucking nose. Looks like a heel, actually, if I'm being honest. But I now know this, and it's now easier to distinguish what's what and how to do what. Like, I wouldn't have made this mistake right here where I break someone's fucking foot. For real. Like, oh, I guess I could just go roast all my fucking art. This one looks like its nails got grown out. Anyway, I made the shoe too sharp, right? So I broke her foot in trying to draw it like that. Not the healthiest for someone. I think this one's my best foot. And then here's where I started getting a little more confident. You can see because I started putting shading on certain ones, because those weren't on the drawings I was doing. It was strictly the lines on the reference poses I was seeing. I was really happy with how these turned out because I'm not really good at drawing hands and feet. And so for my foot page specifically to come out this nice, I was over the moon about it. Especially with like this one, and then like this one. This one's a decent one. I think I like this one for best though. And then the back angle, heel angle. That took me some time to process in my brain how I was doing that. I saw the picture and I was like, yeah, but what line do I start with for back here? I know this sort of blends in. If honestly, I might have just erased that part and it might have been good. But I like to see them all from different angles. And then you notice that the ankles aren't really on the same level. They're kind of diagonal from each other. Same here. And that seems to track with both sides all the time. And I'm happy about that. But there's something about the foot page. I'm not a foot fetish person or anything like that. But being able to draw feet, Rob, it's just something that I guess I could take pride in. Didn't think I'd take pride in feet. I guess. It's weird. Anyway. Next one. Next one is pairs of eyes, if I'm correct. No, I am wrong again. Oh. I downloaded these all to my from my phone to my computer, I think a week or two ago. And I was excited because I was like, yeah, I have this whole presentation ready. Forgot I had shit to do, and then it was also Thanksgiving week, so I was like, oh no! Oh wait, I can't, oh, well, shit. So, I lost the script that I had, and now I am failing the mini-quiz game that I planned for myself. Oh. Classic. Yeah, this is fun. Anyway, ears I had all the trouble with. You can see that all of these are referenced, except for maybe this one. This one's not a reference, and this one's not a reference. These were me trying two different things. This one was Grogu's ear. This one was one of the elves, I think it was, from Lord of the Rings. And then all these were actual photos that I was like, I want to try that angle. Let me see. And then I had a little note here. Ears have the weird Y thing. Each one, typically, from what I've seen in art books and everything, an ear consists of... This is the best example of it because that one looks the most natural, I guess. But it's got the Y right here. So, in my ears, you will always, hopefully, on any animation I have and or art I do, you will always see the Y there. Unless the ears are covered up. Eyes. Pairs of eyes. Surprise! It's pairs this time. Oh shit. Guess what? Pairs of eyes are fucking insane. This is the biggest thing I had problems with. I failed miserably. I have like 4 pages from a different book that I was like, no, I'm going to practice eyes. They all came out a little wonky, like these ones right here. How they're like, one's looking off this way and one's kind of like looking out straight. I don't know what the fuck. See, the question mark here was like, why? Why is it so off? What am I missing here? And the answer is sizing. Because I can't, from this distance away, I can't tell that one of them is slightly larger and then a different oblong shape. Now I can. But when I did this, I had no fucking clue. And you can see it's day 17. I waited a few days practicing on other pages before coming back to my actual notebook and doing it. I was really happy with this one. This one was a reference I used. I think it was from like an anime, but I can't remember. I just, something about the eyes and the maliciousness behind them made me want to just draw those. And then we have the whatever eyes over here. But this one I enjoy pretty well. This one was one of my favorites because of the fact that I was like, yeah, no, that is much better. I also finally figured out the eyelid roll over here right under this spot. Oh, good, you can just see it. It was something that I was just like, uh-oh, here we go. What's going on? How do I... Oh, I see it now. Like, literally after I did this one, I was like, oh, that's what I did. Okay, let me try again. and then did this one. Both referenced from the same page of another uh, screenshot I had. I can't remember where I got the screenshot though. That's the problem here. This is why I had my notes all written out. This because I had where I got them, each one, and then fucking descriptions of each website, so that I could go back to them. Anyway, on this page, this one's a little better. I also noticed that the right eye was too large in the center area as well. That's why I wrote better down here once I saw it. This one right here is my favorite on the page because it looks like a man in desperation. And I feel like that was a really cool thing to be able to portray just with a drawing of the eyes. And those were also drawn from the same reference page as this one and this one. I think these are the same eyes, I just wanted to tweak something here. Because those are the same as this, essentially. Oop, shit. Not zoom in, zoom out. But pairs of eyes is my Achilles heel, I would say. But, looking back, I do enjoy all of these. In some way, shape, or form, this is like the art style I want to go for, but a little more fluid. I don't know about fluid. Like I said, I still haven't found my personal style, right? So if I could go for a style like this, but in animation form that works well with itself, so that it does look decent on screen, I would be ecstatic. But finding that style and honing it in is difficult. It's a whole thing. Body poses. After hands and eyeballs, this is a bitch. But I enjoy it because, if you see here, I erased this one, I even wrote it out, needs work. I erased this one, I want to say 3 or 4 times before I finally got a decent looking, okay, here's the reference piece, here's the actual piece. It wasn't one-to-one by any means, but it was at least way closer than the first 3 attempts. And that was enough to satisfy me and let me move on to this one up here. This one up here I got from a quick Google search of body poses. There was a lady posing in a bikini like this, so I was like, oh, that's a cool pose. Let's do that one. And then, of course, I wanted an action pose, get in someone holding a gun, like they're prepped and crouched around a corner, woo, I got this. Damn, you guys can't see my arms, or else that would be cool. I forgot I have a VTuber model sometimes, and, yeah, forgot that it doesn't move its arms. Anyway, action shots. It was really hard to get. It was another, I believe it was actually the same lady posing, but I beefed her up a little bit, made her male, here. Gender bent, whatever. Anyway, and then this one, another female, walking, bikini, throwing a towel off to the side. So I figured, hey, that's a cool one. And then hanging out up on some, a lifted area and or a bridge or something. I figured this would end up looking like a bridge if I ever fleshed that one out. But just several poses that I was like, okay, body position practice, here we go. And this was day 8, so this was before the eyes page. I wasn't a beginner when I started this, but I wasn't good. There are many pages that I do not want to show you guys that were just atrocious after atrocious after atrocious. And so I've compiled just a few of the ones that I'm like, yeah, okay, you can see my evolution here. Let's talk about this. And like I said, this one right here up in the top right needed work, still does need work, and it's one of my favorites on the page. On this page, I would say the action pose is my favorite, followed by the beach tossing of the towel over on the bottom next to it. But yeah, no. I enjoy making the skeletons for these too as like a pre-step, because you can see here this one was taller. This one has multiple innards of different failed positions, and not lining up with the reference. So, and that's hard to do too, is if you're working with reference, which you should always do. Always. I even have a little dummy that I 3D printed to pose and work with. But it's hard to get a 1-to-1. Sometimes you never get a 1-to-1. Sometimes it's like a 1 to half, half accurate. This one's definitely a half accurate. This one's more of a 1-to-1, but this is a, oh boy. Oh boy. Anyway, moving on. It should be more body physics, actually. Oh, okay, this one's fun. I did this one because I saw the pose. It was a good body physics pose. I was like, yeah, looks like they're jumping, flipping. Almost looks like Spider-Man. And then I drew the suit, and I was like, yeah, I'm happy with this. This was one of the first ones where I was like, ooh, the hand could be a bit better, but as a quick whoop, it's not bad. I also just realized that this other hand does not have a fucking pinky going anywhere, so, oh my. But no, this one, when I did it, I was actually really happy with. I was like, ooh, oh yes, please. It was very fun, very fun. And that hand didn't take me no hour. Simple one, didn't have much to process here. I was pretty much done with it after getting frustrated and erasing the leg a couple times to figure out, oh yeah, he's got to have a little step there. And that's why it looks weird. But that was a simple one because I was drawing it of a person who was in the room with me. That's my buddy. So, yeah. Body physics practice still. Just a few shots of, hey, he's sitting down, he's crouched over looking at something. Looks like he's sitting on a box, so drew a box under him, and then tried to get a 1-to-1. I feel like my body proportions on this one were really good, especially since you can tell this leg is coming out toward you, and then into the leg, right there, and then down. So, I was happy with that one too. Alright, we're back onto the page with the Spider-Man one. This one, girl sitting in the grass looking like a college photo, so I was like, okay, that's decent. Take that one and try and do my best with the legs. I had a problem here with the foot. You can see I don't do feet very well, so I need to get angles on feet. Plus, I realize now why people have such thin markers and pencils for these types of things, is so that you can do really thin lines and be able to get all the small detail you want. I'm not good at small detail. This is why I say a lot of these are scribbly, sketchy, literal sketches. But these are great practices for me because I realize where I learn and how I'm evolving through this. I can finally do clothes. Look at that. Oh my god. And then this one, she's a girl saying, please, I know I fucked that leg up, and if I didn't, please let me know how I didn't, but if it looks like it's broken to me. That leg looks, oh my goodness. And then the girl in the photo had pigtails, and I was like, okay, so I have to draw the hair, and I decided to draw the hair on this one. I think I drew the hair on most of them on this page. You'll see in the next shot. Nope, didn't. I guess not. These are 2 or 3 that I didn't get a hair. But this one got a cape. He's flying. I was happy about that. I was like, yo, wait. I can picture it now. Oh my god, wait. I can put a cape on him. That's why the cape looks different from him. He was an actual posed figure. And then the cape was just like, I wonder. Also let me do fabric physics here on the shoulder. And I'm kind of happy with that, but at the same time, I know I could have done better now. So, I'm just, each one's a little lesson here and there. This one was just stupid fun. This one, no reference. I just wanted to throw a little person on the screen and go, woo! That guy. That's it for that guy. That, literally, no backstory on him, just fucked it. Fucked it? No, it was a fuck it drawing. And then, oh, yes. Landscapes and roomscapes. I love this challenge, but if you're seeing the image on the bottom right, or bottom left, well, both of them really. The bottom left, oh shit, mortality, that was an accident. You shouldn't have did that. There we go. We're back. Oh my goodness. Just these. No, no, just these. Fuck it. I'm going up here. And we did it again. Give me what I'm asking for, Chivas Lorenzo. This whole stream is getting fucked up now. There we go. Fuck it. Anyway. Oh my goodness, that was so bad. I'm not good with tech. And yet, I'm the one working this. This landscape shot of, oh, I guess I can't zoom in any further, of, what is that? State Park? Central Park? Central Park. I'm sorry, had a brain fart. It was directly from a photo. I think I actually used that photo as one of my backgrounds. Hold on, wait. I do. Hold on, wait, I got this. Ready? Magical. In the moment editing. Ready? General settings. Give me that shit. Oh no, where'd it go? Oh shit. Oh shit. It's taking too long. You gotta find it quick. Ah! Only I put this type of pressure on myself. And dear God, it's not worth it sometimes. No, that's not it. I had a beautiful fucking photo of New York. It was similar to this one. I'll open this one. Just because. It was similar to this one, but it was like a top-down view of Central Park. It's this fucking photo, really. It's almost a one-to-one. The only thing I couldn't do is cram all them little buildings in there. So as you get further in the image, you see I'm not really adding all the detail into it here. You see it all up in here. Up in this area where it doesn't look all... well, it doesn't look all right. But for the sake of the photo and detail being gone at getting less as you go, I feel it worked really well as an overall view for that. I was really happy with that challenge, but that took me 3 weeks of not non-stop, but on and off, just looking at a photo and going, okay, I gotta do this right here. Alright, this is here. Oh fuck, that angle's wrong, so then I need to whoop, and try and get it to be flatter. Oh shit, like I almost couldn't fit the Central Park in on this. It went wider and taller. I was thinking like full page, and that would have been hell. I mean, Jesus, not even all these buildings have detail. But that was the most fun challenge I gave myself because of the perspective and having to adapt that into this small of a format. This is like only a portion of a page. These two, this one took me a day and a half of on and off work. You can see I have pre-pieces here, as in there's an erased seat module there, and there's another seat right there, and I re-inked it all for some fucking reason. I shouldn't have inked it, because now I can't tweak it more, which I need to do. But I can't, because I inked it. And that was my lesson with that piece, is that you don't ink before it's done. This one was done. I was like, yay, I'm happy with this. I've shaded it a little bit. I can ink it. Let's go. And I did. And I was like, yay, it looks great. And I still haven't erased the pencil underneath because I'm afraid that when I do, it's going to look like... So I've just kind of let it sit. Which is hilarious to me. I don't know why. This one was a photo, I believe, on my phone. That was an automatic photo on my phone. So I was just like, okay, let me look at this. This is interesting. And then I tried to do a one-to-one. You can see I did a decent job mirroring things. But my problem was I didn't use measurements or anything for it. I just eyeballed it the whole time. So each thing, its mirror is a little off from it. And I was hoping that would give it more of a watery effect. No, it just gave it like a, oh, well, it's kind of smudged effect. And that made me sad. But it was a fun one to work on because it was a natural landscape, not machine or city with a small bit of nature in it. So that was the hard part of that, was lining all the nature up. And I didn't do it, because you can see right here, this doesn't flow into that like it should. This should be more at an angle and come up like right here. But it doesn't, because I didn't measure it. So my lesson on this one was measure it and then line it out nicer before you fucking try to add detail and shading. And I failed at that too, because I didn't even get all that detail. Looking back at this one, I'm like, oh man, that's okay. It's alright. A little depressing, but it's alright. What's next? What's next? Oh, I'm excited about this. What is it? What is it? What is it? Yeah! This was a photo I found of a young lady online. She had pink hair, and I was like, okay, this is really fucking cool. I really want to draw this one. I set a 2-hour timer for myself, and this was the result. And this was day 45 of my art practice, and this was every day try and get at least 3 or 4 hours of art done. This was the result after about, what was it, 34 days, 35 days? I don't remember. I didn't write the day on the page. I should have, because that would have been an awesome fucking marker on there. But, you know. So my lesson for that was mark your fucking days. Come on, Moira. You gotta fucking mark your days. Anyway, I saw this. I thought, hey, that's a cool one. I like the shadow in the hair. I like the expression on her face. The dullness of what her eyes are saying, basically, is just kind of like, yeah, there's something going on, but I don't care to tell anyone. And so I was like, all right, if you cover up the eyes, you can sort of see, or cover up the nose down, you can sort of see it in the eyes, what I'm talking about, because that's like what her eyes were doing in the photo. And this one, I actually have the photo. I don't think I have it sent to my computer just yet. So I will pull that one up on another day and be like, look, I found it. But this one was a, here, sit here, focus, use the reference, and just draw what's in the photo. The photo didn't go below her shoulders, so I didn't go below the shoulders. The photo didn't go just above the head, so I didn't go just anywhere past that. To be fair, I didn't need to, because her whole head's in the photo. I started with her eyes, and I did my absolute best trying to get them locked onto the same looking point. But the more I looked at the photo, the more I realized, oh, well, neither of her eyes are actually looking in the same direction. Her pupil was, well, I have this covering this pupil. Her pupil was like right here. And that's where I should have drawn it, because that would have lined up probably a lot better. But the photo, her pupil over here was offset more. So it was well, I either adjust this one and make this one the clean one, like bring them in a little bit, or she's going to look like she's looking off in 2 different directions. So I did my best to stay true to the person and the time frame. Trust me, her eyes looked a little gooberish. And you'll see that when I find the photo. But yeah, no, this was 2 hours of work. I was really happy with it. I stayed up an extra hour past basically my personal bedtime just to get like the shading done and go, okay, all right, I'm happy with that. Because there's strong directional lighting coming from top down on her in the photo as well. I think she had like a stray hair off that I was like, okay, well, that's the only thing I think I could take creative liberty and not do a single strand or 2 of hair off to the side. But other than that, I feel like I got a 1-to-1. I think she looks a little more like Charlize Theron in mine than the actual photo, and I don't know why that is, but I'm very happy with this piece. This piece was by far my favorite piece to do. Do I have any more? Oh, I don't have any more of this. Okay, so those are all the sketches from my notebook that I wanted to show you. What I want to show you next is, if I do it right, click. Yeah, the storyboard. This is something I've been working on for quite a while. It is honestly one of my favorite things to be doing. And yes, it is just stick figures at the moment, but if you see, it's not just stick figures, it's a whole storyboard. So, I have a lot of different keyframes and key moments and key description pieces I wanted to get out of this. And I was struggling with this for fucking 2 years. So, like, I started this all the way back at this point. This is a very just crude, like, here, this is the setup. Basic ass fucking, this is what you get, right? And then the second shot is immediately much more in depth. You have environment, you have the walls, and I'm like, okay, I've got this, right? As I moved into the storyboarding process, I realized I get more detail and then less detail in the backgrounds. And then more consistent sometimes, and then less consistent. This part was a fun piece. This is just a little montage showing all the work he does. And then his buddy telling him, it's only been 45 minutes. Get the fuck up, let's go, we got work to do, and all this. But it became time to realize, like, I paused all this on, I think, this frame. And from there was just like, nope, we're moving into, we're going to pause this and work on other stuff. Work on fucking getting shit down. Perspectives. Perspectives was where I was having trouble. This next frame is where I was like, oh, I think I get it a little more. He's walking back. He's walking home. That's the only trick I had to do, was he's walking home. And I had ideas written down. I have a whole script I'm following to plan all this out. It's just perspective and getting backgrounds in enough to show and convey what I'm trying to convey. And I haven't even gotten into the inspirations for any of this, so that might take a minute to get set up. After I show you some of these frames that I did here this last week, I'll move on. I keep it stick figure like this, kind of basic, kind of like here's his chest and like booty there, but like otherwise there's stick figures all the way, and that's just to get basic storyboard shit played out. Like this one I took my time with a little bit, did some straight lines, and then said, oh wait, I should be sketching this. So went back and re-sketched most of the houses I had here because they didn't look right at all. But you have perspective here. You have the fence that goes along the left side all the way to the back, and then everyone in the dog park. I was pretty happy with that. Stick figures until I get more solidified character designs down, you know. And then passing an alley on his way home, showing that the further home he gets, probably less safe it is. And then people just walking willy-nilly down the street, and then a couple of thugs hanging off onto the side. But then I want to subvert people's expectations and have the thugs talk to him all politely, and him talk back, and have a whole interaction with him before he gets up to his house or his apartment. And that is all I can show you of this so far, because really I'm working on this and I want this to go places, so I can't really. So for that, I'm gonna bring this back. Oh, I guess not. Wait, where is it? There it is. I'm gonna bring this back for a minute. I have this animation I've been trying to storyboard out and work on. But as I've stated previously, which was a scripted piece to try and bring my conversation full circle back to a previous point, which failed, obviously. But nonetheless, I haven't found my style, my personal style. I have ideas and I have some realism in there, as you can see by this piece. It's not by any means perfect or even like super impressive because I mean, look at the hair; it falls apart once you get past that point. That's about the size the photo was actually. Anyway, I haven't found my style, and I want to, but it's pretty hard, especially since a lot of the reference I've been finding lately has been AI. It's almost getting harder to find actual art than AI at this point for me. But I also don't specifically weed through what I'm looking for just yet. I also, and I found this one out by using AI, realized that AI doesn't let you stretch your creative muscle. It doesn't let you find your style because it's trained on other people's styles. So it's just kind of invasive, I guess. In a way, I would say it's a little invasive. It doesn't allow me to expand beyond uh, what I can do or find my own, let's say, signature animation style pieces. Because I don't. I haven't found anything that I'm like, that is me. That is what I can do as a style choice that can make my art stand out. And left field gripe, but I don't think AI can help anyone with that. Especially not since it's built off the back of other people's work. Um, but yeah, I'm going to now go to intermission after explaining that so that I can show you some of my inspirations and hopefully in a future episode come back and tell you that I have found a style and I'd like to show you guys. Because there are things that I've drawn that I'm like, okay, I don't see anybody else who would draw it like that. But I can't keep it consistent. And part of having a style is consistency in your own style. So, yeah, that's my hope, is that I can come back to you guys and say, hey, I have a style now. But with that being said, I'm going to go to intermission and pull up a couple other things and see what we're going to do next. I will remain muted, but I will be flipping through a couple settings, and you will have to see that live because, well, shit. Ah, okay, fuck it. I guess we're back. This is classic animation style. An animation style that is fairly timeless, but also somehow dated at the same time. You get things like, well, Freddy Krueger invading Mickey Mouse, which is not a crossover I ever saw, and I don't think that's real. But you also get things like the Super Mario cartoon thing. That's kind of fun because I don't think that was actually. Yeah, no, it's just a poster done in retro style. But these down here, some of these are original styles. Like this is a very classic cartoon style. So is all of the. Hey, this one, very much so. This one. Okay, and this is what I mean by styles. I want mine to be able to stand out and be like, oh, hey, that might be a bit timeless. Oh, hey, this is what I'm looking for. This is like an animation that will stick in your brain and make you go, oh, I remember that. That's very specific. Like Betty Boop. Betty Boop is a fucking iconic character, okay? Dear God, this woman, right? And anyone, almost everyone knows who that is. And then you get shit like this, which is all the classics, and then some of the newer ones, like Powerpuff Girl was a little newer. A little less classic than some. I'd say early 90s, mid 90s for Powerpuff, right? Anyway, this is more middle area, which is also this era, which is, oh Jesus. Because you got things like the Winx Club and the fucking shit. What is this one? Oh, Wild Thornberries? Yeah. And then you have weird ones like freaking Ed, Edd n Eddy. I grew up on some of these. I definitely grew up on Avatar and Kim Possible, and Static Shock was 2000, early 2000, I think 2001, 2003 area. That had a very distinct animation because that was the Warner Brother animation style, essentially. So, like, you got your shows like Batman the Animated Series, which had that style, which birthed basically that dark noir, painted on black, and done up very stylish like that, with, like, the noir backgrounds and everything. And then certain ones after that, like this animated Superman Adventures, tweaked the style, but kept it in the vein of hand animation and still very stylized, right? So Metropolis and Gotham both looked very different, but still both felt tangible in the same universe. And this is kind of what I want to do, but, like, a through line is the animation style for multiple projects I want to work on. And then you get things like Codename Kid Next Door, complete caricature types, short, more cartoony rather than more realistic anime type. And it's not realistic, but it's more anime type. A little more realistic than this shit. Semi-realistic, I would say. Nah. Proportionate. There's the word. Proportionate, but cartoony. Improportionate and cartoony. And there's many different styles. Some of these are... Wow, El Tigre. Is that the wrestling show or the other one? I can't remember. No, not Lucha Libre or something like that. I remember a few weird ones from, like, the mid-2000s, early 2000s area that were just like, what the fuck? Why? Proud Family was a good one, 2000s. This one was a little later, Camp Lazlo, and that one was weird. Samurai Jack, holy shit. Genndy Tartakovsky and his art style, oh man. One of my top favorites. And then you get things like the Spectacular Spider-Man and Grim Reaper. Grim Reaper, Billy and Mandy, that thing was more akin to Samurai Jack on crack, I guess? The art-wise, not actual story or vibe. Very different vibes. Foster's Home is another strange animation style, but actively stands out against things. And then here's a good hint at the next page because at the next page because of Teen Titans. So might as well be like boop. Teen Titans. This one I fucking grew up with. This started coming out in like 2000, 2003 as well. And by golly, by gee, it was fucking cool. And then they had the movie with this one right here, Trouble in Tokyo, and that was just fucking fantastic. And their animation style is a big, big fucking, like, this frame alone. Drips of, like, yeah, that's classic. That's style. And it's iconic. It's got some iconic vibes to it. Let's go back to classic real quick. In the classic ones, you get Roger Rabbit. You get all these weird little things. Cute ones like this dog. And then Popeye and his arch enemy. Oh shit, what's his arch enemy's name? Bluto? I think it is. I'm not gonna fact check that. Fuck that. Hot Dogs and the Mickey Mouse. Johnny Bravo is a classic cut. What the fuck? Okay, this is different. I've never seen that before, but alright. Oh, shit. Done in more classic style, but that was this character. Interesting. That's a fucking classic. I remember seeing that guy. Excuse me, Jesus. I remember seeing this old dude. This guy was creepy, but also very interesting to look at, and I don't know why. And you got things like caricatures and fucking Santana. That's awesome. That's a fucking cool one. Nice, man. See, his nose is much cooler than any of the ones I showed you on my pages. Goddamn, that's cool. I like that. That's a caricature, though. Fucking sad dog. That's awesome. And then this one, it's cartoony, but if you watch that show's fucking existential as fuck. Yeah. But a lot of these are heavy influences on my childhood. Scooby-Doo, a big one. A lot of Hanna-Barbera growing up, as I'm realizing in the moment, actually. Hanna-Barbera, Tom and Jerry, always. Goofy, a Goofy movie, a Goof Troop. Fucking an extremely goofy movie, all of those. Hey Arnold was a fucking awesome one. Adventure Time's all over the place. Look at that. Look at that fucking aura farming tree. Only in Adventure Time can a tree aura farm. Mighty Mouse, holy shit. This one was weird as fuck, but I remember it. So many cool ones that it's just like, the more you look at it, the more it's like, oh man, this is all copyrighted material I shouldn't be showing on stream. It's a joke. But that is a brief, if not sped through, yes, rushed, journey through my inspirations and my art books that I wanted to show off a little bit. Mainly because I'm proud of the work I've done so far, and I'm excited for what I'm going to be able to do in the near future. And excited for all the work I'm getting done on things as I progress, because I know these fundamentals a little more and can visualize these and put these from my brain now to digital or paper platforms. And that's a big bonus in my book, because I have an iPad, I do Procreate on that, and then I have my sketchbook, which is actually being used as my mouse pad right now, because I like drawing analog too. Today was spent doing shadow art. We were driving around town, and every time we were parked in a light, with like actual light being casting shadows onto the paper, excuse me, I would draw the shadows, outline the shadows, shade in. Jesus, why did the hiccups come out of nowhere? Shade in certain parts of these shadows. And that was today's experiment. I don't think it went anywhere, really, but it was a fun experiment nonetheless. Abstract art. It's all part of my personal journey to find my shit. And that's what I wanted to do. and showcase some of the stuff I have done, and get, obviously, your community input, of course, and you know, expand more and find my realm of, hey, I know what I want to art today. So, yeah. Honestly, I don't have much more to say other than there's a few added things in my art book because of the band I work with and finding new designs for that. Been trialing logos. I've been trialing recently, the last couple of days, gotten into more H.R. Geiger-esque type practice of drawing. So more hash lines, more shading in naturalistic forms, but into humanoid and or alienistic form, I guess. It's more horror fucking art than I would say. But then it turns back into creative exploration of, oh, well, what if this element goes into this? And I started with a TV. And then I was like, okay, well, what can I do from there? A person sitting in front of the TV. And then I thought, oh, okay, well, now I have an experiment. I'm going to take this TV and connect it to the person. And how do people do that? They watch it, right? So I connected the TV to his eyes. And this is something I will take a photo of and bring up on the next art stream because I can't seem to find it in my notebook actively. But I then... Where is it? Oh, for criminy Christmas. I then connected it to the eyes in a weird tube / organic hose type looking thing. And it started to get eerie. So I started making little details here and there on it, like part of it being ripped off and it exposing wire underneath, or shading underneath that looks like it might be cracking, and so forth. And by the time I got done with it, I was interested to find that I wanted to keep going. So this person was bald that I was drawing, and so I said, fuck it, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to... I found it. Oh, I've broken my character's neck. Okay. Well, on that note, I have found it. I have... Basically, I said, okay, what if I just start from the TV and connect it to an actual allegory from inspirations of TV into a battery, into a projection of creativity and maybe an explosion or a meteor. And so I did. I started with the TV, did the person watching it, did the hoses to the eyes, and then thought, okay, well, what is he powering? What is he doing? And I thought, oh, well, he's powering something, right? He's being used as a battery, right? So I drew, I cut open his head, so to speak, and hollowed him out, put jumper cables to a big-ass Energizer battery, right? And so from there, he's drooling. We got the screen cracking and shooting forth and grabbing his eyes tendril style and plugging in, essentially, into his brain, and it comes out to the battery. So then what is the battery doing? What is it connected to? What is it powering? What is it projecting? So I thought, oh, projector, okay. I run a cord from the battery over to a box that is projecting. What is it projecting? Well, the inspirations of TV and other things can often inspire whole universes, whole worlds, whole galaxies in another person's mind. So I rolled with that. I decided to project a galaxy with lightning going around, and it's a spiral galaxy. It's got a big old black hole in the center. It's not very detailed. It's just a quick, minor little sketch because I haven't fleshed it out and inked it in yet. This is an ongoing experiment. But I thought, okay, so then what can I branch out from that piece to the next little section of paper that I have? Because I have multiple drawings on this paper, so I was using a strip of it, about half the page. What I did was, from this galaxy with clouds and electricity coming off of it, and all these bajillions of stars, is here's a comet / meteor coming through. Coming more at a forward angle, so it looks like it's curving out on the page, right? The meteor I did real quick, as just here, this is my concept. I'm going back now and doing each section in more detail, more solidified detail, and then I'm gonna go back and start inking it out. But that is my current experiment. I didn't think I'd end up talking about that one, but yeah. So that and band logos I've been trying to figure out for this past week. And then all those frames of the backgrounds with the cars and then the dog park for my animation project there is the others few things that I have gotten done. And all within this last week. And I'm really happy about that because for me, that's way more progress than I thought I'd get in one day, 1 to 2 days. So, yeah. I noticed no one's asked any questions, even though you've asked that you can ask questions, but that's okay. We're pretty much at the end of the stream, so thanks for coming to my TED Talk, I guess. Yeah. I have nothing else to say. I'm just sitting here going, yeah, art. Challenging art. Challenging myself with art. Challenging you with art. Ooh. If you like this, and please tell me that you like this. I'm doing an awkward, terrible job on this. I know I am. Anyway, I'm actually having a lot of fun with this. I love having this as hobby/job that I can actually come in and stream and do and stuff like this. So this is really fun for me. But yeah, no, thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. If you like this, we don't have any other content like this on our channel, but we have wackadoo content and fun content and sometimes serious, but we get there. If you like this channel, I can recommend another art channel, I guess. This isn't an art channel per se. I mean, I guess talking nonsense is an art, so haha. But go check out Sam Does Art and Tomiko Pantoja. Those two are really good at animation tips and just fun art content in general. Like, both of them have so much you can learn from. And then, I don't know. Come back next week when I do an episode about something else. Or when the guys host with me. That's always fun. Getting the guys to host with me is great. I love that. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'm going to go to the stream ending screen and then continue to draw and forget that I'm on stream. Ha 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 ha. See you later, Stinkies. Oh shit, the microphone. Sorry. That was straight up an intrusive thought. Sorry, y'all. Remember, kids, always, always draw with reference.